So the World Cup semi-finals are nearly upon us. Let's react to these selections for the first one. Argentina versus New Zealand. Definitely a few interesting changes. There weren't going to be many changes at this stage, but definitely some points of interest. And I'm going to show you my semi-final fantasy team. Haven't done a fantasy league update for ages. Sorry about that. Looking at this New Zealand team, front rows, Ethan de Groot, Taylor Lomax, 100% their first choice front row. Taylor, been brilliant at hooker there. I thought Takia, who might be the favourite coming into the tournament to be number one, but he is actually on the bench this time instead of Coles. In fact, that bench front row has got so much punch in it. Takiaho, Williams, Newell, the future of the front row, if you like. So impressive coming on, big guys, points to prove as well. In fact, Ethan de Groot's a pretty new guy as well, so lots of excitement going into the future. But can they do a job this time against Argentina? They've certainly been looking good so far. Second row, we see a change. Brodie Retallick is dropped to the bench. Why? I don't know, rotation. Sam Whitelock, the record caps holder for the All Blacks, is a hell of a player, but I'm a bit surprised there, but still, Retallick off the bench is pretty impressive, and Scott Barrett was always going to play because he is their best second row, their best blindside as well, probably, but he's playing second row. In the back row, of course, we've got Frizzell, Captain Kane, Ardie Surveyor. Kane and Surveyor in particular were unbelievable against Ireland. So quick, Kane hit so hard in the tackle. Definitely playing the best I've ever seen him play. And Frizzell was such a good player to emerge to take that number 6 shirt so they don't have to play Barrett there. He's been the enforcer, the big guy. It just works. Aaron Smith played the whole of that quarter-final. He's the man, he's the guy they want with the shirt with the most minutes. He did have a silly yellow card though, but apart from that, he's been excellent. Finlay Christie, I see more of a like-for-like replacement rather than someone to come on and really influence the game, but he's certainly very quick and nippy. But if you really wanted an impact 9 on the bench, you would go for Roygaard. Richie Mo'unga was unbelievable against Ireland. Apart from a shaky first couple of kicks, he was awesome. Amazing attack alongside Barrett Ioane, 100% the midfield. And then in the back three, we see a return for Mark Talea. He was disciplined for a protocol breach, and basically it sounded like they wanted to play him in the quarterfinals, but they couldn't because he breached his protocol, so they had to drop him. Very tough on Lester Fainga'anuku, who scored that great try and played so well in the quarterfinal, and he's not even on the bench. Certainly New Zealand lose some power there. Is that a mistake? Comments below if you think it is. Talea is a brilliant all-rounder, so skillful, and this team was unbelievable in its skills. I think either 0 or 1 mistake from whatever stats you look at. They were amazing. If it's good conditions, watch out Argentina. Will Jordan was brilliant. Beauden Barrett was so good. He didn't come off, and we didn't even see Damien McKenzie either. On the bench as well, Dalton Papali'i covering 6 and 7 probably. Now, he's a really good player. I don't think he's making a charge on Sam Cane yet, but a good all-rounder. And talking of versatility, you've got Anton Leonard-Brown, a very able backs replacement. It's a really good team. A couple of interesting changes. Should they have just stuck with that quarterfinal team? I think that is the question. Now on to Argentina, and there's a bit less to say about them because only one change. Very settled indeed. It's Bertranou coming back in, who wasn't involved at all in the quarterfinals. I didn't think he was injured. Let me know if you think he was. Kubeli dropping out completely. The same replacement, 9 on the bench. So that's an interesting one. But Bertranou has been their number 1 choice, so kind of makes sense. Don't know what happened in the quarters. Back row wise, of course, we still don't have the injured Matera, which is a massive shame, but Gonzalez gets to play his favoured 6th position and was brilliant against Wales. Kramer's a brilliant 7. Issa's a big ball carrying 8. Bruni can come on probably to 8 as well. So really strong in the back row, even without Matera. Carreras, Santiago Carreras that is, brilliant running game last time out against Wales. Matteo Carreras, we know his danger. Then it's Chocobaras and Cinti in the centres. Buffelli, the kicking machine on one wing. Malia, who was very, very influential against Wales at fullback. So yeah, the same team. Moroni, the experienced centre covering there. Sanchez, the even more experienced fly half covering there. So they're going to know their games inside out. They know they need a massive game to beat the All Blacks. They've had big one-off wins before, have Argentina? Can they get another one here? I mean, the odds are massively against them. If the All Blacks play like they did against Ireland, it's got to be a win for the All Blacks, but you never know what can happen. This Argentinian team does have the ability, if they get everything right. If they start making mistakes, I think it's all over though. And to finish with, a little look at the Fantasy League, the Rugby Analyst Egg Chasers Fantasy League, obviously joint with Tim from Egg Chasers. We had a very conservative target of being in the top half of this league, and I thought I'd been doing okay, but I'm only just in the top half. There's over 5,000 players. I'm 2,073rd, so need to improve, but hopefully I'll finish in the top half. Nowhere near as good as these guys, the top 10. Yippee Tria's been top for ages, I think. Back row drivers is there. Frowley, I think, was top 2 for a while. Tom Halliday, Shane Speedy 88. Eddie Jones is my dad, interesting, at 6. Win or lose on the booze 1 at 7. The one true Howie at 8. Michael O'Leary at 9. And Scarlet Fever at 10. That is the top 10. Well done, guys. You're amazing. Pop the comments below how amazing you are and how you've achieved such a great score. And finally, my fancy team for the semi-finals. You can pick up to 5 players. You have more points to spend. I've gone for Genge to make some meters. Montoya, maybe we'll get a maul try potentially. Kitsoff's the most expensive prop. He's brilliant. Sneyman, even though he's on the bench, he could come on late in the game and cause havoc, maybe score a try. Atoje's had a really good tournament for England, definitely his best game against Fiji. Peter Steph Toy's been classed throughout, and he'll play a lot of minutes, probably the whole match actually, even though they change a lot of forwards. Surveyor was so good in the quarter-final that you've got to play him, I think. And Ben Earl's been a beast for England, so many metres for him. He should rack up some points. Aaron Smith might play the whole game, so I had to play him. I put my triple captain on Mwanga, although I should have played a booster on the last round and didn't. Maybe that's where I'm mucking up, not getting my boosters right. But he should kick a load of goals, so I'm getting triple on him. Talea, I did have Inganuka in there, but I've swapped him for Talea and Will Jordan, so the 2 New Zealand wingers. Arenza at fullback, because he was such a deal actually, a couple of points or a point and a half cheaper than Colby, I think. So he's in there. Creel's had a really good tournament, maybe wasn't expected to be so good, so he was quite cheap. And Marchant's been a really good back for England, so that is my fantasy team. Let me know what yours is. Let me know your predictions for this quarter-final, Argentina versus New Zealand. Comments on all those selections, and I'll catch you next time.